Last year, you see, during our GBC meeting, we discuss about different ministries and their performance, their activities. And last year, we appointed a minister for cow protection, a new minister for cow protection. For quite some time, that post was rather vacant, because previously it was Balabhadra Prabhu, who was very committed to cow protection, cow culture. And then we couldn't find anybody. But last year we found one devotee from Brazil, very, very enthusiastic, very dynamic, and he really took that responsibility. And for quite some time I had been thinking that cow protection is one of our most important responsibility. Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. Take care of the cows, take care of the Brahminical culture, do things for their benefit, then that will benefit the whole world. Jagat Hitaya. The whole world will be benefited. For the benefit of the whole world, you take care of the cows, take care of the Brahmanas, meaning support the Brahminical culture. And so I'd been thinking about, because I could see, you see, Prabhupada came here to establish ISKCON. And Prabhupada could not get diverted onto this thing. Because if Prabhupada got involved in cow protection, at that time, ISKCON wouldn't have been established. So the first consideration was establish Krishna consciousness in America. Then we can do things that we want to do. So now that ISKCON has been considerably established in the West, I think it's important that we present the cow culture, Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha, cow protection. So, and when I saw this devotee, Kalakanta Prabhu, last year I was the chairman of the GBC. So I thought I should take it upon myself to give him the support. So I had after the thing, I had a meeting with him and I told him that how I would give him the support. I didn't really know where to start, and I was depending upon him. Let me see what he is wanting to do, and then I would give him the support. So the GBC meeting ended in March, and in April I was coming to America and he was also going to be in America. So we had a meeting in New Vrindavan. So, and then we started to discuss with also the local devotees who had been taking care of the cows, like Goshalas, New Vrindavan, Gita Nagari. Anyway, these are the two main areas. And so we met in New Vrindavan, and when I was talking to them, one thing became very clear, that why cow protection is not viable in America or in the Western world. And I found the reason is, when the cows give milk, then everything is very nice. But when the cows stop giving the milk, then the trouble starts. Because in the cold countries, in winter, you have to keep the cows in a sheltered area. You have to feed them, bind the fodder. The way you take care of the milking cow, you have to take care of the same way in the non-milking cow. So that was the major problem. Also, in course of one of my discussion with one of my one of the GBC members, he's from Ireland and UK. He was telling me that there is a farmer who had been supplying them milk to the temple for the last 20 years. They have a very good relationship with the farmer. And so one day he told that farmer, don't you feel bad to send these cows to the slaughterhouse? And that man told him that, like each time I send these cows to the slaughterhouse, each time I sell these cows, my heart really aches. I feel like crying because I have developed a relationship with these cows. And I know they're going to be slaughtered. But we can't help it, because we can't really maintain these cows, those when they become dry. And for generations we are doing that. So this is how I got an experience that how, they have to sell the cows because they're a burden when they stop giving milk. And talking to the devotees in America, those who were taking care of cows, we came to know the same thing. I actually became confirmed that this is the real problem. And so then I thought that in the cold climate, the cows have to be in a protected area. But if we can send the cows to a fairly nice weather, right, then throughout the year these non-milking cows can graze if we have a large piece of land. And so, I told some of my disciples to look for a place, and Guru Gauranga, who is in Orlando, he actually found this property. And so I told him, start negotiating. And that's the background, and in a way I feel that Krishna actually gave me this project. And that's why I was saying that, I was never thought of getting involved in America. But today I'm involved. And the reason actually is the cow protection. Of course, this land is not good enough for what we are thinking of. What we are actually thinking of is get a large area. Initially I was thinking of 500 acres of land. But anyway, we can start off in a small way, and then gradually it can grow. And so one thing I always notice, or I always feel, that one of the most important aspect of any project, meaning anything that you want to do in today's world, two factors are absolutely essential: man and money. You have to have man. And that's why I was thinking about Kalakanta. He's an enthusiastic person who is taking care of the responsibility of cow protection in the ministry. But I didn't know how much he could do because he didn't have the manpower. And so that's why I came forward to give him the support. Now I was thinking what to do, how to, generate actually the fund especially. Because although we'll need to get the land, we'll need to maintain the cows, we'll need, so many different factors. For example, this property, it costed, it didn't come free. And to develop the facilities is costing continuously, And so, what to do about the cow protection. So then I thought about one program. Actually, this idea also, developed out of my discussion with Guru Gauranga. And the idea is a thing called Bhakti box. The devotees need things, right? And often you don't get that. For example, you do your aratik. Every day, how many weeks do you need? 5. In a month, how many do you need?
150.
150. Okay. What if you get 2 200 weeks every month. Right? You don't have to roll the weeks. Right? Okay. Then also incense, to get good incense. Like these are the simple things, everybody needs. Okay. Then for the thing you need Aratik paraphernalia, you need the ghee lamp, right? You need ghee. Also you need honey. Okay. Then Ekadasi is a big day, right? Often you get, stuck. What am I going to do on Ekadasi? What am I going to cook? Now, if you get a supply of quinoa, sabudana, and Ekadasi flour, will that be some help? Right? So this is how we thought that we will, every month, first of all, we'll make members. The membership for the Cow Lovers Club. So, and how many of you love cows? Wonderful. So, and so the Cow Lovers Club members will get this box every month called Bhakti box. And what will be the donation or the membership fees every month? What about $60? Right? Is it too much? Okay. Now the thing is, I'll also give you something very frankly. Initially I thought that the membership would be $50. The idea was $25 will be the ingredients cost that will go in here. Half a liter of ghee. Let me see. We don't have half a liter of ghee, but this is 250 liters of honey. This is the honey, and the ghee bottle will be double the size. These are the Arati wicks, ghee wicks. You didn't bring the incense? Oh, they're inside. Okay. This is a box of incense with 100 sticks. How many sticks you burn every day?
2, one morning, one evening.
Now you can burn 3.5. And just pass this around. Let everybody have the smell.
Wow. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Very nice.
Okay, while you're smelling them. So, and this is our own brand called Avanti Flora. Avanti Flora incense. So, like that, 100 incense sticks will come there. Maybe you should make it 120, right? So that they can burn 4 a day, right? Or you can do it this way: bigger Aratik, 3.
Yes. 3 morning and 1 evening.
3 morning, 1 evening. And then Sabu and Ekadasi flowers will come in this box.
Sabudana will be from India or?
Sabudana, let me see, we'll see what is available because we can't get it from India. And if we have to get it from India or outside, then I would rather get it from countries like Malaysia or Fiji, where they grow this tapioca and they can. Okay. So things like that, And then also I forgot to mention, you'll have other things also, camphor.
Yes.
And anyway, so the point is, our original calculation was $25 the ingredients that will go here. And I thought that $5 will be shipping cost. Shy $5 will be shipping cost. And then, so that is 30. So now we have margin of 20. Out of the 20, $10 will go to the Ministry of Cow Protection. And $10 will go to the local temple. So that the local temples also, because we'll be approaching mostly the congregations. And the congregations are being cultivated by the local temples. So the local temple should get some benefit out of that. So that was, my initial calculation. But then when I came to America, then I found out to ship this box, irrespective of the weight, how much it would cost.
$7 or $8.
No,
$15.
sir, $25.
Oh. Jesus.
And that was kind of, anyway, so what we are going to do, like, those places that are close by, or we will have our man who will have the boxes and things will go. There is one shipment that is, if the box is of certain size, then that is about $13. So 13 and another, so we thought, so that's why we kind of thought that instead of 50, we will charge 60. Now, because then everything is coming in, like increasing by 10, it will go in a different box, but all the ingredients will be the same. They'll be in a. So, anyway, this is a project that we thought of developing, and if we can successfully execute that, like, taking care of the cows won't be a problem at all. Like, so that is how I got involved, and that's what I'm planning to do. Now, if you present it to your congregation members, this project, what do you think with a positive response per percentage of congregation? Aditya? 100%?
Yeah, it's very wonderful. Because particularly people like cows,
That's true, yeah.
People love cows. And it's a project where we can support cows, certainly they will come.
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking. If not, anyway, whatever it is. Like, main thing is, they should feel that in exchange they're getting something. And these will be the regular thing. What do you think, okay, the Matajis, what do you think about the ingredients? Do you think any other thing should be in there?
No, I personally I don't know about the quality of quinoa, but we get organic quinoa in Costco. But those, I'm not talking about devotees, but if we are taking up some project and if we want to approach some non-devotees like our friends, neighbors, then of course, like quinoa, they get $10 for 4 lb from Costco.
$10?
4 lb from
4
Costco.
pound.
4 pound from
Okay.
Costco.
So that means $2.50 a pound. right?
So how much this will be?
It'll be $2.50 for quinoa, sabu, right? Ekadasi
The rest
flour.
of the things like ghee is very good, honey, they crave for it.
My point is the quinoa, we're not talking about the price wise. Price is coming to, as I said, $25, right? The thing is that you don't have to run to Costco to get it, right? It's coming to your doorstep, right?
Yeah, that's the
And Ekadasi flour, we developed our Ekadasi flour.
Yeah, that
Something.
nice.
So these are the things, like, the point is, like sabu also you can get, ghee also you can get, honey also you can get.
With ghee really we don't get a good quality, not at all. So ghee,
Instead
honey,
of sagu and that we can increase the amount of ghee.
ghee, honey is really preferable because when I go to New Vrindavan, my Prabhu's colleague, they just tell us that if you're going, can you get 1 kg or 2 kg of ghee? They're really craving for that karma-free ghee. So ghee, honey is the best. And of course Vicks is useful. The incense stick is awesome. Incense sticks is really nice.
You'll find everything is awesome.
Just worried about quinoa.
You see, I'll tell you one thing, the Ekadasi flour, I always had this concern whether sama rice is non-grain. But now, I still very strongly feel that sama rice is grain. And it's running on.
Morayu, samurais.
Yeah, more than.
Great.
Huh?
Yeah.
And anyway, so the Ekadasi flour that they're making, sama rice is one ingredient. And the thing that we developed, right? It is, I think, much better than that rice. That Ekadasi flour. Anyway, and you can make puri out of it, and you can make so. And anyway, so the point is like these items will be there, but there will be some items that are. Every packet will have another new item, and every packet will have a proper book. Not a big book, some book, and eventually we'll have some other items like every year you'll get a calendar. Then maybe you'll get a diary. These are the things, like so. Every month you're going to get a box at your home. And you'll be eagerly waiting to receive it. So that is the idea.
Guru Maharaj, about the shipping cost, you said $25. Have we researched the USPS media mail? Is that something that we can ship this by?
What did you find out?
No, USPS, they have a regular shipping, and that is the USPS, next
This
day
is something that is regular. Like they give you the box, and the box is, that is whatever you put in there, $30.
And they were have you tried USPS media mail? Media mail.
No, medium, yeah, okay, go
Media
ahead.
mail, Guru Maharaj. So, when we shipped out the Ocean of Mercy books in that standard case, we shipped out using media mail across the country, and it was a flat rate of $10 some cents. So for a box like this is smaller than the Ocean of Mercy box. So I
But
would
if
think
we are sending one box to,
that's something, Guru Maharaj. You can send one or
can you make a research? I will give you a box.
Yeah, I can
and
research,
find
Guru
out.
Maharaj. Yeah. It should be a lot cheaper than $25.
Yes, $25 even to me also sounds.
It sounds more because $25 generally UPS and FedEx will charge.
What did you do? You went there and
With the box, Maharaj.
took the box.
Yeah, because they have a flat rate box,
Yeah.
which is similar to this size,
Yeah.
but not exactly these dimensions.
You're right. Because that is not media mail, and therefore USPS, if they have that is.
What
not
is
media
the
mail.
media mail?
Media mail is actually their subsidized cheaper service, and what they do is with a flat rate, you can generate, you can have an account, you can generate however many shipping levels you want from one or however many, and you can ship out for less cost.
Okay,
So-
find out.
Because the same thing like Guru Maharaj, Ocean of Mercy books, we had this one case 12 books in it, and it has I think
Okay,
some
I mean,
weight on
that's
it.
fine. Like, that'll be very good. Then we can send this box as it
Yeah.
is. Otherwise, probably we were thinking that we will have the flat rate, they have the boxes, we'll put everything inside there,
Yeah.
and that should be sent to by mail.
So I can research media.
Yeah, please make a research.
Yeah.
Yeah, Krish?
What I was saying, I think the price that he found out was for Priority Express, which costs more money.
Yeah, priority and
That
ordinary,
would
there
cost-
is not much difference.
It's 80 cents.
Yeah.
So, yes.
And this one media mails is only for books. It's
Oh,
not,
I knew
other
that.
items.
Yeah, that's
Media mail is
true.
only for books?
Yeah, right,
But
right.
media mail, people have shipped DVDs also.
But DVDs, those it's
But what do, I mean, we can say the contents of this, what do they?
No, it's
Food
food.
items.
They always ask.
Yeah.
They
Food
always
items.
ask that what is inside. So if we tell that all these
Probably we
things,
can
so it's
find
not.
out.
Yeah, I knew that book is half.
Yeah.
The price when you ship books,
Yeah.
the cost becomes half.
Okay, so anyways, we can research Gurman because I know one devotee Veda with Prabhu, he has an account and he prints the labels at home and he just puts it on the box and ships it.
But he ships books only.
I understand, but once you print the label, then who's going to check what is in the box?
No, you can't cheat. If you're caught, then you'll be end up at the wrong place.
Okay, but let me research if media mail will take this.
Anyway, so now we are actually counting that we'll cover it within $15
Okay.
shipping. Which means that probably we won't be able to send this. And maybe we can also find out what size of the box
Yeah,
will be economic,
yeah, and then we can change the size of the box.
right?
So, Maharaj, I was just thinking that instead of having shipped it, if we have local centers and we ship them their bulk and people can collect their boxes from there, like one center in.
Still then you have to ship it.
No, but the bulk shipping would be still the same. Like if you have.
No, bulk shipping will be a lot cheaper.
So if we have a center, let's say 100 devotees in one town are there, or whatever, so we just ship 100 boxes
And
there.
I have to find a Ajay Govinda in every temple. No, good idea, good idea. That's what we are thinking of doing in different places, Like, if the devotees can do that, then they can have the boxes and we'll just send the ingredients,
Yes.
and they can put them in the
Yeah, I
boxes.
think
and give
that
them.
option could be explored.
Okay, so North Carolina.
I'm willing
Ajay
to.
Govinda. Haribol!
So from North Carolina, I got two assurance from Aditya Narayan, Saint Person Congregation, and the shipping responsibility is Ajay Govinda. Great.
Two points I was thinking. One is when we present it to the congregation, they are always attracted by some Mahaprasadam, which is like made of like.
Good, I thought of it. I already thought of it.
So when we say
They'll
that
get a packet of not Mahaprasadam, the sweets that they can offer to the deities, to their deities,
Oh, bhoga.
bhoga,
Okay.
so that they don't have to worry about the sweets. And there'll be things like that will last, like cashew barfi, right? And anyway, like sweets that will last, like the milk sweet that they call it barfi actually, milk barfi. So things like that, like we won't be able to send 30 pieces, but at least, there'll be 7 pieces, at least for 1 week they can offer. So these are the things will be in the box. You can rest assured that you'll be eagerly waiting for the box to arrive in your doorstep. And okay, so this is about this. What do you think? Yeah, go ahead, please.
Just one more point I was thinking about. Like you said, it would cost the same irrespective of the weight. Is that right? So while presenting to a congregation, even like I'm thinking that even if you say that you will receive the special box once in 2 months, and we can increase the quantity, then our shipping cost is the same, and people will be happy.
One box for 2 months. I mean,
like
2
once
boxes
in 2 months. Per month.
for, yeah.
That would save us on the shipping, and we could increase on the quantity, and it would be like easier from our side also, like instead of shipping.
It's better to have it every month, because we are helping them, to deal with Ekadasi and things like that. Anyway, let us see. And the point is, we are trying to develop this project. How many of you think that this is a good idea? Okay, thank you.
Maharaj, somebody if is committed like an yearly donation, is there would be any consideration for that?
No problem. Or you can even give your bank account thing, like, what's it called? That
Auto debit.
Oh yeah,
Recurring thing.
Recurring auto debit.
auto debit. Yeah, auto debit. Like in the accounts every month, it will just go from the account. Anyway, you all are very experts, so you all can guide us with all these ideas. And so let us see how we can. And I think we are getting the first cows in a few days.
Very well.
Like Soumya got a phone call from one of her friends, the lady who did the video, right? How many of you saw the video about this place? Okay.
Rukmini.
Yeah. So she found out, and I don't know, this cow is in slaughterhouse, yeah. It's going to be slaughtered, yeah. That's the impression she gave, actually. They buy cows, sell cows, and...
She said it needed to be rescued.
Huh?
In the WhatsApp group, she said it needed to be rescued.
Needed to be rescued.
That's what I mean, yeah. And show the photograph of the cow. Oh, you have it also.
She sent group.
This cow looks sick, actually. It doesn't matter. Our business is to protect them. So, it doesn't look very healthy, but it looks like a Brahmin cow.
Yeah, Brahman.
Because you can make out from the hump.
She's a 3-year-old Brahman.
3-year-old. Milking or non-milking? Anyway, whatever it is, we are getting there.
She says I bought the cow.
She bought it already.
Yeah, that's what she wrote actually in group.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. When did she send that message?
Today.
No, what time?
It's 11:50 a.m.
When did you speak to her?
We called her 11:56. I'm sorry. At 1:17.
I think about the lunchtime.
Oh, lunchtime, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so she bought it already.
She wrote.
Okay, maybe she's donating it to us. Okay, so that is how it all started. Now, the strategic planning. So, we came here with a small group. I brought a few boys with me. Rasananda was already here, and Krishna Kishore came. You came with me.
Same time.
And then there were 2 boys, 2 devotees, Radha Radhya and Ashim Kripa. Both of them are very good cooks, because I knew that we need cooks. One thing we want to do also to cater to the officers. But that is taking time. We all are kind of prepared for that, but we are focusing now on this area, construction. So they came, and then Soumya Radhika joined, and she was already in New York, so Did I ask you to come or you wanted to come?
Archana Mataji invited me.
Okay, so Archana gets the credit for getting somebody here. And Archana, you are in America or I asked you to come here?
Yes.
I asked you to come here. Anyway, so this was our team. And I can give you, when you came here, I can give you some initial impressions. When you came here, from the look of the boys' faces, Rasananda, Krishna, Kishore, mainly two of them. I mean, I could make out what was going on in their mind. So I gave them an option that you have 3 days to decide whether you're going to commit, and if you don't want to commit, then you can quit. Anyway, so you can well imagine what the situation was like that. Krishna Kishore was telling me the other day that when they came in, they saw that dead tree as they entered. And they, from the sight of the tree, they could get the impression of this place. It's understandable, you know, like for 4 years, nothing happened here. No one lived here.
That's why you should watch it.
And fortunately, this place was not haunted. Because the ghosts love places where nobody lives. And so that is how it happened. But anyway, when they see me in a heavy mood, they get the message very quickly. So then I had to go back to I was already committed. I came, started the thing. Of course, Guru Gauranga was a great help, and we started it. And so, but I had to leave because I was committed to go to Australia, I was committed to go to India to attend meetings, the GBC meetings and so forth. So for a couple of months,
3 months
huh?
almost 3 months.
Almost 3 months I had to be away, but of course I was in touch with them, I was giving them the thing, and then I must admit that Somaradik was a great help, because you know, like to meet with the officials, we had to deal with the officials for permits, for this and that. So I told her that you be our front person.
Wow.
So she was going to, and she did a remarkable job. Like, she developed a very good relationship with the city authorities, and then we had the kitchen, and the kitchen had to have the approval, and it's an industrial kitchen. So she dealt with the health authorities, and we did up things, you know, because also, like, we knew that in order to get devotees to come here to have R1 visas, like, they will come and inspect the place and they will see what we are doing. And that's why we just use this place to make the temple, and, you know, like, how do you like this temple room? And then the kitchen, like, she, you know, the lady, I mean, was so impressed. What did she say?
She said, well, she said she's very eager to see what's happening here, and she wishes.
Yeah.
She wants the best.
And she liked the place so much, she said that she would come again. Yeah.
Yes.
And actually, whoever comes here becomes very impressed. So, now, as I was saying, like, we want to, you want to take this box and find
Yes,
out?
Guru Maharaj.
Okay,
File it, please.
unfold it for you.
We have
Okay, so give him a fold, yeah,
how many?
box.
One is good enough.
So you find out if the box is smaller,
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
like instead of, it doesn't have to be this size. If we have a smaller size,
Yeah.
what size, how much that will be.
Yes.
Mhm. So, so now we are here, we have this facility, now what to do? How to utilize this place? 10 minutes from here there is a very prestigious university, DeLand. What's the name of the university?
Stetson University.
Stetson University. Then about half an hour is Daytona Beach. There we have the Emory-Riddle University. And they have, that university actually trains the NASA, scientists. That's a very, very prestigious university. Then we have Orlando University, which is about 1 hour from here. And we have a large Indian congregation here in Orlando. So the idea is a wonderful field for preaching. What we want to do, one of the things that we want to do from the beginning is cater to the students in the universities. We are doing up a food truck, and we bought a truck and we'll turn it into a food truck. The truck will go to different places and distribute prasad. And so that will be one. And the main thing that I'm thinking of is having, you see, our business, our thing is, our key to presentation is we have a very, very profound knowledge. In every sphere, we have so much knowledge, and we have to give it to them. And in order to give it to them, we have to bring them here. So what we are going to do gradually, organize seminars. And in the seminars, we'll present different, say for example, say seminar on yoga. People are practicing yoga, but they do not know what yoga is actually meant for. What goes on in the name of yoga is only one aspect of yoga, asana, at the most pranayama. But yoga has 8 aspects leading to samadhi. They don't have any information about that. And this samadhi actually leads to Krishna consciousness. So the perfection of yoga is in Krishna consciousness. Okay, Ayurveda, like today, people are fed up with the pharmaceutical industry and what's going on in the name of medicine. They made a remarkable progress, no doubt about that. But, it has become a business, big money spinner. It's a multi-trillion-dollar money spinner, the pharmaceutical industry. And, people are fed up with that, like everything is, so expensive in that. Now, and people are looking for, like holistic, treatment, holistic approach. And what is the root of all medical science? The root of medical science is Ayurveda. And I'll tell you, how many of you know about Ayurveda as a science? Okay. You see, Ayurveda actually deals with this body. The body is made of 5 elements. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. And out of these 5 elements, 3 elements are very active in the human body. What are those 3 elements? 3 elements are water, fire, and air. Like 75% of the body is water, the fire is there, which is digesting food and generating energy. The temperature in the body is, indication of the fire. And air we are breathing. So these are actually performing the main parts of the physical activities. So when these three elements are in harmony, then the body is healthy. But when there is imbalance, it causes sickness. Now, Ayurveda actually has another aspect of Ayurveda, or main aspect of Ayurveda, is there are three pulses, three nadis. You can say in a pulse there are three rhythms or three flows. One flow is indicating the water aspect, one flow is indicating the fire aspect, one is indicating the air aspect. And if there is imbalance or disorder, like water disorder with earth causes mucus. Fire aspect with water causes bile. And air aspect with ether causes diseases caused by air. Like this. Anyway, to give an example, the bile you can see, causes affects the digestive system. Mucus causes respiratory system imbalance or inappropriate activities of the medical system, respiratory system. And air aspect causes body aches. In Sanskrit or in Hindi, what is called bata, right? This body aches, bata pain. Bata means air. And it causes also diseases like lunacy, madness. That's the area of disorder. So now, you see, they figure out the disorders of these three things just by feeling the pulse. That is what the master, and I heard that it takes 12 years to master that art. And those who are, those who are expert in that, they can actually touch any part of your body and can say what's wrong with your body. And those who are even more expert, they can just look at you and tell you what's wrong with your body. This is how advanced and how scientific this art is. So this is one aspect, how to detect the disease. See the difference. Allopathic treatment, modern medical treatment is dealing with the symptoms. And this is going to the root of everything. What is the root cause of it? Air part, fire part, or water part? Kapha, pitta, bile. Mucus, bile, or air. So that's how they detect, just by feeling your pulse. And then there are, the other aspect of it is, for every disease, nature has provided a cure. That's the mystery. For every disease, there is a cure provided by the nature, and they master that. For which disease, which is the cure. So, and they kind of use that knowledge. So see how, and how many of you knew what I spoke now? Okay. And how many of you learned something today? Do you think this knowledge this information was important?
Yes.
So this is a matter of just giving them the information, providing them the information. Just arrived? Okay. Was it a long drive? How long did it take?
10 hours.
Huh?
10 hours.
10 hours. Okay, not bad. So that is how this science is. So the point is, this is how we can give them the knowledge. And plus, we are going to get Ayurvedic doctor to come and even treat and have an Ayurvedic clinic. So that is the basic idea, is to invite people to come here. And plus, like we can arrange different types of other kind of seminars. We can invite local people that people like to hear. And, we can invite them, we can bring people in, and we can give our side of the thing along with that. And they all often they do that. Like, people those are well known, you ask them, invite them to come and give thing. And so people will come. They may not be attracted to us, but they will be attracted to them. But you bring them to your platform and then you give them what you wanted to present. So in order to do that, we needed facility. So that's why the first thing we did is just create the facility. Before these boys came, I had to create the facility for these boys to arrive here. Otherwise, we all were living in that 6 rooms that are there. But then for them, we developed, that part where men are staying. The one half had been developed for the boys, and the other half is where you all are staying. So 5 rooms, 6 rooms actually have been made there. And okay, so now 6 rooms only have attached bath. How many of you would like to stay in a facility where there is attached bath? How many of you would like to stay in a facility where there is no attached bath? How many of you would like to be in a facility where there is no facility? Okay, so anyway, so this is how, anyway, it's a common sense, at least, like this is the way I look at things. Although New Vrindavan, that project is going on for the last 45 years, but they don't, have only, their whole facilities are practically with, main facilities are without attached bath, common bath. Like the guest facility they have. The chalets they have, that's different, but they have only. Anyway, so what I wanted to do is build, first thing, we want to build 2 houses with 16 rooms in each. And the rooms will be more or less the size where the ladies are staying. The rooms are, yeah, but the way we will build it will be more, because they were just simple facilities here, but our facility will be much better. And so each room will be 16, each house will have 16 rooms, so we'll have 32 rooms. And that can easily accommodate 64. And in the time of emergency or crowd, each room can have 3.
Yes.
So 3 into 16 is 92. Oh, I'm sorry.
96.
32 rooms, right?
32 plus 60.
32 rooms into 3. 96.
Yeah. Anyway, so whatever it is. So 64 plus 16. 64 plus 16 is 80. Anyway, I'm getting mixed up now. So
32 rooms,
3 members each.
and 3 members each.
96
So that is 96. So 96.
96,
people.
yeah, right, okay. Right. Thank you. So 96, almost 100 people can stay in that. 3, and so what we are doing, like yesterday actually, we submitted our plan. So these are all architectural things. This is the map of this demographic, and I'll just give you a basic idea. Can you see from here? This is how the building will. Now this is the dining hall. This is how the building will look. Can you see this?
Yes. Yes.
And see, okay.
So this will be a 2-floor building? Or
No, one.
1 floor.
One. And so the thing is, there'll be a balcony around. So the entrance will have, this will be, like there'll be a patio all around that building. And the entrance will be from that side entrance. And this is going to be the dining hall. These are the dining. And this will be the dining hall sitting arrangement. 196 or 100 people will be sitting there. So let us see how long it takes. As you know, in America, they're very fastidious about giving permissions. And hopefully they will be quite reasonable. And
Gurumaj, what is the target timeline by which you would like to have these rooms ready?
well, when I get the permission, it'll take about 2 months to build one building.
Okay.
So, say 4 months to complete 4 buildings. So, how do you like this project?
Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
Now I will deal with another important aspect of our preaching. Maybe I have told you, or maybe you have heard it from me before, and this is something that only I can say. You know why? Because I have an Indian body. That's the advantage. That only I can say it. And you know what I say? That when I go to a temple and see all Indians, I feel that you are not preaching. I tell them also. Did you hear that, Aditya, from me? Ratna? Now, did Prabhupada want that? Prabhupada wanted the Indians to join also, but Prabhupada created an international society for Krishna consciousness. International. International means all nations involved. Involving all nations. Especially, actually this, first time I actually mentioned it, which kind of did cause some, some sensation. You see, in London, Bhakti Vedanta Manor, how many of you have been to Bhakti Vedanta Manor, London? Okay. How many of you have attended the Janmashtami festival? How many of you have attended the patron dinner after Janmashtami? Did you ever attend? Okay, when they have the Janmashtami festival, they actually involve, about 100 to 150 families get involved. And for 1 month, they organize it. Like what they do, they come from their work to the site, to the Bhaktivedanta manor, and they work on the field. They also have about 100 acres of land. And they work on the field, making all the arrangements. And Janmashtami is a real big program there. They get, thousands and thousands of people there. And then everybody works so hard for Janmashtami. And then they have, after the Janmashtami, they have a thing called the patron dinner. And they are all very successful individuals. Some of them are multimillionaires, they all, are involved. So, and I was the guest speaker. I was the keynote speaker, actually. And so, the arrangement they make is dinner tables, 500 people, 500, say about 125 tables, and, about 500 people. And then there's a stage, speaking from the stage. And so there, and my opening comment was that it's wonderful that you all are committing yourselves so nicely and doing so much for the movement. But when I look back, when I think back, if Prabhupada came here, what would Prabhupada say? He would be very happy. He would be very happy. Because Prabhupada mentioned that everyone is coming, but the Indians are not coming. Those days, there were very few Indians in the movement. It was just all Westerners. And individuals like me were rare commodities. And I used to joke with them that I'm the only Indian among all chiefs. Do you know the expression? Indians and the chiefs? Anyway, so I mentioned to them about, how Prabhupada would be so happy to see you all are getting involved. But at the same time, Prabhupada would say, we are in London, where are the Englishmen? And I narrated one incident. Prabhupada went to Africa, Nairobi, and the devotees there brought all the important Indians to come and meet Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada was happy to meet them, but when they left, Prabhupada called the devotees. They were all American devotees, actually. So Prabhupada asked them, did I come to Africa to meet the Indians? Where are the Africans? So the next day they got all the Africans. So from that we can see what was Prabhupada's mood actually. Prabhupada wanted to see an international society. If the local people do not get involved, how this movement is going to spread? I must admit that the Indian involvement has been very, very important. Because ISKCON, after Prabhupada's disappearance, after about 10, 12 years after Prabhupada's disappearance, came to a stage when it practically came to a grinding halt. I mean, I'm talking about 1987. You can't imagine what the situation was like. At that time, we actually had a very, very important meeting in Mayapur. Devotees came from, 50 devotees came from all over the world to consider where we went wrong that we came to this situation. I mean, it was a very difficult situation because, anyway, I don't want to get into that. Fortunately, the Indians all over came forward to give the support. And that's why the movement actually survived that critical phase. So Indian involvement is very important. It's like this. When Prabhupada started the movement, all Americans know India. Right? Then the American phase died down and it was all American thing went down and Indian wave came up. Now is the time when we have to make it international. Combine Indians and non-Indians together have to. So that should be our preaching emphasis on. Our emphasis on preaching should be in that. How to involve the local people. And otherwise, the local people will look at us with suspicion. Like, what's the wrong with these people? Right? They're a bunch of, whole lot of Indians, and they're reluctant to give permission to when we want to build. And that's the reason I actually sent Swami to deal with those officials. I mean, they should at least see that, we have some Americans. So, and it worked, you can see. And, when they see that, Indians and Americans are working together, not only Indians and Americans, Indians, Spanish, Japanese, Chinese, Americans, Europeans, like all together. And this is this movement that's meant for. This is a spiritual movement. We're not cultivating our body. Our culture is the soul. And the soul doesn't have any such external designation. Soul is a soul. The soul is not Indian. Only, those who don't have knowledge about the understanding of the soul, they will think that way. Oh, this is Indian soul, this is American soul. Yet people do speak like that also. Like, there is one devotee in New York. There was a long time. He's still there. But this incident happened quite some time ago. His name is Vindu Madhav Prabhu. He's still around. Vindu was getting married, decided to get married to a devotee. He's from a Jewish background. So he told his mother that he wants to marry this girl. So his mother asked, is she Jewish? So Bindu told his mother, Mother, she's a spirit soul. Yes, but is she a Jewish spirit soul? So, when people don't have what the soul is, what soul is, they kind of, think in that way. But when you have proper understanding of the soul, then you know. It is not a product of, the soul is not a product of this world. The soul is coming from the spiritual world. And that is our identity. We all are parts and parcels of Krishna. And that's how we have to look at things. People are suffering. When Prabhupada saw, he didn't see that the Indians are suffering and Americans are not suffering, or Australians are not suffering. Prabhupada saw how everyone in this material nature is suffering. Like one of my godbrothers from Australia once told me, Chitahari Prabhu, that he was in Adelaide, he was driving, one Sunday morning, he was driving Prabhupada from taking to the temple or something. And beautiful summer morning, beautiful weather, and he was driving and he was thinking, oh, how these people are enjoying. And then in the rear view mirror, he saw Srila Prabhupada also looking out, tears in Prabhupada's eyes. While he was thinking how everyone was enjoying, Prabhupada was seeing how they all are suffering, how they're forgetful of their suffering condition, and they're in this situation. So that is a pure devotee's perception. Let us save these spirit souls from their suffering condition. And that's how it should be, we should extend our, okay, I'll go to another extent and point out, what is the danger? The danger is to create an Indian club through our preaching. We are having Bhakti Vriksha, we are having our congregation, but It's all Indian. Do we want that? No. If we do that, then it will become an Indian club, only for Indians. And, the others will feel uncomfortable, accepting some rare souls like Krishna Das and Somya, and Ratna, and Archana. Yeah, I forgot you. Krishna Priya. You don't feel that, they're Indian and you're not. No. So similarly, like that should be our mood. Everybody's mood should be like that. Everyone is welcome here. But actually, I tell you, Krishnadas is a very, very rare person. He is more Indian than a Chinese. He tells me also that. He feels more comfortable. He always feels more comfortable with the Indian than with the Chinese. I mean, I would say that, like his wife is Chinese. So, anyway, the point is, I'm appealing to you all. Just make it a point to reach out to the Westerners. Make them feel comfortable. So that, they become attracted. They realize that they are not their body, their spirit souls. So that should be the spirit of the preaching. So thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Yes, Itila.
Maharaj, like you said that we should approach and open our home even to non-Indians. So we do that. When we go for book distribution, we don't make that kind of discrimination, like this is Indian body or this is American body. We do give books, we do give them the addresses of our home and invite them. But they are not turning up in spite of your follow-up. So where we are lacking?
Go to their homes. Just by giving the book, don't leave it at that. Alright? Like, don't expect that, you give the book and they're just going to read and come running to you.
No, like we give the address that, okay, 5 days we have program and then we do follow-ups, phone calls. But still they are hesitant and I don't know where we are lacking, seriously.
Keep trying. The way, when Prabhupada came, who responded to Prabhupada's calls? Right? So you can't say that they won't accept. Ultimately it is Krishna who will inspire them from within. But on your part you have to try. Ultimately Krishna will bring them. But Krishna will bring them when Krishna sees that you sincerely want it. And like that, befriend them, like make them feel comfortable. Like that's what I'm saying. Phone them up. Right? And you will see, like I notice, I feel that people are interested to know who I am, what I'm doing. Right? But my problem at that time was I was meeting people on the way in my travel because I didn't have any particular place to be in. So that's one of the things that's good now, that I'm here. And the people that I contact, I'll be able to tell them. And it's not that, we always have to keep present Krishna consciousness to impress them. I'll give you an example. Once, in some airport, the announcement has been made that, boarding started. So I went, but the gate was still, the thing was not open, right? And because first actually they let, children and wheelchair and things to go. So I was standing there and, next to me there was a European person. So he looked at me, I looked at him, both of us smiled. And then we started to talk. And he happens to be a scientist, biochemist. I think he's biochemist, something to do, some aspect of chemistry. And so, like, he came to attend some conference, that place. I don't remember. And he's from Switzerland, So I just asked him, did it ever happen to you, what's the difference between organic and inorganic chemistry? And he gave the definition of organic and inorganic. So, how many of you have chemistry background here? Okay, so probably you'll understand what I'm talking about. So, like he told me, he gave me the general definition of, organic is carbon multiple bond structure. And so then I told him, yes, but did it ever occur to you that all the organic substances are coming from living source? And, like, I think he asked me, what do you mean? I said, take any carbon, any organic component, the source is living. That is what is causing the complex carbon bond, right? And then I gave him the example. Say, for example, the simplest organic element is methane. What's the structure of methane? CH4, right? Now, I asked him, can you make methane in a laboratory? And he said, yes, we have made. I said, yes. Then why don't you produce it? Then all your energy problems will be solved. Right? If you can produce, like there is plenty of carbon, there is plenty of hydrogen, if you can combine it, like then you don't have to worry about, energy. Like like you don't have to depend on oil or coke and so forth. Then he said that, yeah, but it will be very expensive. So I said, so in an artificial condition, you made a carbon to hold on to for hydrogen. But the moment you release that from that condition, it won't be possible. But this is the simplest organic substance, which happens by decomposition of weeds and plants. When the plants and weeds decompose, then you get the methane in marshland and things. I said, okay, now did it ever occur to you? No, then I asked him that there's plenty of sugar, plenty of water and plenty of carbon. Now what is sugar? C6H12, that means 6 atoms of carbon and 6 molecules of water. So there is plenty of carbon, plenty of water, why don't you make sugar? And if you can do that, then all your food problems will be solved. Right? If you could make that. But you can't. Why? Because they're coming from living source. You can't combine carbon with water to make sugar, but a sugarcane plant is doing it on its own. Why? Because it's a living entity. And we were, actually, I was in first class and he was in business class. So we had some talk after that. The point that I'm making is, here I made the contact with that person, right? The person actually, it made him think. I didn't have to preach Krishna is God and you are spirit soul, right? Just dealing with something, that is understandable by him. The point is, but I couldn't cultivate him because I'm hardly in Switzerland. Like, but here probably we'll have the opportunity to do that. Like we'll get people that we're preaching to, we can ask them to come. And we meet all kinds of people. I mean, we went to, what is that?
Restaurant.
Lowe's, right? Lowe's. And the salespeople there, they're friendly, so friendly that, I mean, and we are inviting them to come. And Udayananda Prabhu was there the other day. He said, please come. You can't imagine what kind of food they serve. And he said that, Indian food is too spicy for me. And Udayananda Prabhu said, no, this is not Indian food like that. You'll taste something that you never tasted before. So the person is interested, like it's just a matter of, asking him to come here. So my point is not just, we don't preach just by giving them a book and address and saying, come. We have to go out of our way to kind of, befriend them. That's how we have to actually go out of our way to bring them in. Am I being too heavy with you all today?
No.
I hope your Indian sentiment is not hurt.
We are not recording.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear what Vikashananda said? We're not his body. He's a real wise man.
He already got his reason.
Actually, Guru Maharaj, I had one confusion in that regard, and that when we talk about Indians and we talk about Westerners, we have in some instances where people from Indian bodies have migrated to the Western country and they have acquired citizenship, and by legal documents they are considered Americans.
Yeah.
Now, in our preaching, we look at them as an Indian body, or do they qualify as a Western body?
No, when I say Americans, I mean white Americans.
Okay.
Because this is their country.
So by ethnicity.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you see, okay, look at it this way. Somebody comes in here, what kind of impression he'll get? But if he sees that there are, say, 25 other, African Americans, European Americans, Chinese Americans, those who are non-Indians, how they'll feel. Right? Will the impression be different?
Yes.
That's what I mentioned. Like, let people visibly see that, like, it is, a mixed international society. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, this is one of the things that we want to do here. Like, cultivate the Americans. Because we are in America.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't accept us, then what's the hope?
Sorry, one more follow-up question. You mentioned about the yoga programs that we can do here for preaching purposes. Is there a thought of having a meditation center that can be established here?
These are all yoga and meditation. These are all just the bait to hook them.
Oh.
Remember, a bunch of fishermen. Right? So this is the way to bring them here. But then, we will speak to them and explain to them. When they come here, and then, we are in a position to tell them. When I speak to them, I'm not going to kind of tell them, this is this posture, you must do it this way. She will do that. But she is a yoga teacher, actually. But, so when I speak, and, this is just common sense thing. Say you bring people here. Do you believe in soul? Existence of the soul. How do you get the practical experience? Look, there's a tree, that's wood, and this also is wood. Is there some difference between this wood and that wood? Right? What's the difference?
Presence of the soul in that wood.
That's living,
Living.
whereas this is not. What causes the tree to be alive? What causes the tree to shed its leaves in autumn and in spring come up with new leaves? Will this table ever do that? In summer there will be flowers, and those flowers will turn into fruits. Now, how is it happening? Do you see the difference? I mean, isn't it some, unusual phenomena? And not only that, the fruit has some seeds. And the seed falls on the ground, another tree comes up. And in that tree there are many, many fruits. In those fruits there are many, many seeds. In those seeds there are many, many trees. And those trees are full of fruits. Now what makes that happen? Common sense appeal like that. And that is the way we have to preach to them. Make sense, what we are talking about practically, make them to see that. Like that, you can show, you see, we are growing some seedlings. Few days back, we put the seeds on the ground, and the seedlings come out. And it's so beautiful to watch them, Like we were waiting, some seed just one day it popped up its head. And then in 3 to 4 days, it's growing so beautifully. Isn't it wonderful to see that? Well, it's a living entity.
Yes.
It's a living, you can practically see. Today's problem is that people have drifted away from nature. That's why they fail to see all these things. And that's why, bring them into nature and make them see. So the point is, this is my preaching project here. And of course, serve them nice prasad, that they'll be attracted to come. Prabhupada said, the best way to enter into someone's heart is through his mouth. Okay, so this is something for the devotees, resident devotees. A letter from Jagannath Krishna and Premarupa Devidasi. They were 2 devotees, a couple that were here and went back to India recently. Premarupa is an Indian American. Jagannath is, and both of them are American, but Premarupa is born and brought up here. So she had to go back to India because there is some important assignment she has. And so, Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, this was written actually by Premarupa. Please accept our humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. We have just landed in Dubai. We hope the temple opening went well. We just wanted to thank you again for giving us the opportunity to serve your project in DeLand. And if you'll have us, we look forward to serving you again in the future. This past 3 months went by quickly. It was hardly an austerity, and our God siblings were all very kind and warm-hearted. Rasananda Prabhu was such a friendly personality and is always willing to drop everything to serve others. He preaches nicely and is very well liked by the community. Thank you, Rasananda. Radharadhya Prabhu is the reason we have each gained 20 pounds. He's such a wonderful cook that it is hard to refuse any meal. Above all, he's an example of submissiveness and doesn't have a trace of false ego. It's good for me to hear that because sometimes I fail to see these devotees' wonderful qualities. Krishna Kishore Prabhu is a brilliant young man who gives insightful and well-organized Srimad Bhagavatam classes. He has high moral fiber and is always willing to share service with us. Right from the beginning, he became such a dear friend to us. Soma Radhika Mataji has a beautiful heart and is always ready to share anything she has with others. She takes her service very seriously, even doing things she has never done before. She's a good friend who readily forgives and forgets. Thank you. What can I say about Archana Mataji? That you don't already know. What can I say about Archana Mataji that you don't already know? She has been a close friend of ours for almost 2 decades. She is so personal in her relationships with others, and when given a service, she is focused and puts her whole heart into it. We can glorify endlessly the qualities of all the devotees we met in DeLand, either permanently staying or just passing through. Of all the qualities they have, what is the most outstanding is their loyalty, commitment, and dedication to serving you. Thank you for giving us your association and theirs. Please forgive us if we have knowingly or unknowingly committed any offenses. Always your faithful servants, Jagannath Krishna Das and Prema Rupa Devi Das. So I was thinking that we should actually have a board, maybe hanging somewhere. Maybe we can have it there. And these kind of things, we can paste it so that everybody can read.
Yes.
So make that arrangement. So, yeah. So maybe now all of you can write to her how you're missing them rather. Okay, so thank you all very much. So almost 8 o'clock, 10 minutes to 8. So I'm very happy to have you all here, and I hope you are enjoying your visit, and I hope that you'll come again. Incidentally, some devotees, I don't want to mention the names, are already thinking of settling here. Should I take a thing about the membership here, or no, I'll leave it up to you all. Because when we are ready to ship them, we can send them, and then you can present it when you have the boxes. Right? We are actually waiting because, you see, we made the thing. Incidentally, I must admit, you get nicer bottles in India than in America. The bottles that we procured in India, they're so nice, but we couldn't find that kind of bottles here for ghee and honey. And anyway, so I don't think you'll care so much about the bottle, the content of the bottle that you might. Yes.
So Guru Maharaj, where is going to be this packaging facility? Because we have, ghee and things like that. They need to be nicely packed to avoid leakage and stuff.
Well, that we'll have here. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.